1.
Representing China, please welcome KUAI.
Here she comes, the brilliant young Chinese player who came so close to going all the way in our first Grand Smash of the year in Singapore, looking to go one better this time out. But can she make it to the semi-finals? She's very, very familiar with her rival tonight.
Representing China, please welcome CHEN Xingtong.
And also harking back to that first Grand Smash of the year, CHEN Xingtong will have been furious at not making it through her semi-final, an encounter with KUAI that is going to be repeated this evening. And of course she comes into this one having made her way, not without the occasional glitch, through the field here in Las Vegas. It's an all-Chinese women's clash here, starting off our evening, and it promises to be spectacular. Because we are into this stage of this event, it is best of 7 games, and we've seen evidence of just how dramatic that can be already today. Looking at this one in terms of the head-to-head in WTT, a slender edge then for Tong Tong in this one. Their most recent encounters in WTT champions Chongqing won in straight games by Tong Tong, but before that it was those straight wins in the Singapore Smash. There was one outside of WTT as well, so overall there's not much between these two. Celeste Arau is the umpire in charge of this women's quarterfinal, and it promises so much. Coin toss time.
I have red and black. Red for you, black for you. Red. Service. You receive this side? Okay, she serves.
With that sorted out, it's an evening that's going to end with the first final of US Smash 2025. We'll have the mixed doubles final at the end of this evening. Right now, it's about those who would make it to a final in the singles. Of course, KUAI is involved in that final later on, and she now looks to what she can do again against a familiar foe. Adam Bobro's with me as we build up to this one. We'll have a little look at both of the players' path to where we are right now, and also we'll go a little deeper into their pedigree. Looking forward to this one, Adam?
Definitely. The last time these two played, it was, well, a little bit one-sided, but the last time they played at a Grand Smash, what, 5-10 down? In game number 6, KUAI would come back to win however many it took to win 12-10 in that 6th game. She beat Miyu Kihara 3-0 in the round of 64. The pride of Puerto Rico, Adriana Diaz, 3-1 in the round of 32. And Zheng Yijing, 3-0 in the round of 16. KUAI is in form and only getting stronger.
That's some serious pedigree in terms of those she has dispatched on her way here. And if we take a little look at her ranking of 5, she has just been on the up and up. Now, her opponent is a familiar figure, someone we've seen there and thereabouts when it comes to finals of the major events for so many years now. Here is Tong Tong, 28 years old right now, a world ranking of 3. And I suppose we can do contrast and compare in terms of path to this quarterfinal. What have you made of her so far in Vegas this week, Adam?
Haven't seen much of her. The results here, she had the toughest draw of anybody from the round of 64, having to play He Zhuo Jia in the round of 64, going to the decider, then Huang Yihua 3-1, Yuan Jianan 3-0, so she keeps getting better, but then again, it depends on the opponent on the other side of the table every time. I think the draw is shaped up to be really interesting because, one, we've got 2 Chinese women battling each other here, and the winner will be playing a Chinese opponent, the only Chinese woman left outside of these 2. So these are the final 3, the 2 on the table fighting on the best equipment, some of the best equipment in the world, for big prize money and big points in the world rankings.
And you referenced that other Chinese player left standing, and that is the conqueror of Xia, that's Chen Yi, who had to fight so hard to come from behind against Hina Hayata. Thankful that it was the best of 7, and she will be the one that has got through. So KUAI gets the fans' vote. They've been to worldtabletennis.com and voted 62% favoring her against Tong Tong in this one. It's funny, you know, you said you haven't seen much of her, and okay, you know, we can look at that literally, but the other thing about both of these players is that they kind of drift through the draw. They're dangerous.
Level. 0-1.
Yeah, to that point, Adam, both
Please,
players
no
go about their
flashes.
business quietly, undemonstratively, not the sort of superstars, but that makes them dangerous in a draw, doesn't it?
0-1.
Yes, it does.
1-0.
And for Tong Tong, she has this habit of just getting it done somehow, just getting the business done, getting to the business end of these events. And here she is again, but someone's going to fall here. What's your gut telling you?
1-2.
Funny, my gut likes data. It's not much of a gut thing. Again, I'm not in the business of predictions. Tong Tong has a very quiet, smooth way about her. KUAI Man has explosive power, surprise factor, unpredictability.
2-0.
That's dangerous in the long run because by the time she's 28 years old, or even 25 for that matter, you just can imagine that very few people in the world will be able to have a winning record against her.
Maybe what seems
2,
remarkable about
3.
KUAI Man is that whenever you look at these events, particularly these Grand Smash events and the bigger WTT series, she's always involved very deep into them in doubles and singles.
4-2.
Which means she's spending a lot of time on the table, and she just seems to get better and better. I mean, her partnership with Lin Xingtong in the mixed is just seemingly invincible.
It's interesting because the player who takes the bigger risks in general, KUAI Man, we just saw the opposite. A serve tested wide to the forehand.
Into the groove
5-2.
early with the backhand. Just the hurry up again from KUAI Man, who
2,
started the brighter of the
6.
two here.
Bit longer stroke here, KUAI Man dipping the racket way back.
She's gone to that wide Tong Tong forehand a couple of times, very early now, just
2,
flicking it out there wide.
7.
Stretching her opponent. And has a commanding lead already.
8-2.
A very cautious play. Not so much on the other side, though.
9,
From service
2.
to attack, Chen Xingtong is definitely trying some big shots early on.
Tong Tong knows from experience that when you're playing
2,
best of 7,
10.
from good and bad experience in that format, you got time. Oh, and she just looks as if in this first
3,
one, she's, as you said,
10.
trying a few things out. That worked. But again, she was sent wide,
11-3,
scrambling to that forehand, and even though she made the
game
next,
to
it was in vain. So a commanding first game taken by the youngster, KUAI Man. Not that that is going to define this match immediately, you can be sure of that. There's a long way to go just yet, but 11-3 is certainly a statement start. So KUAI Man, of course, no coaches in this one. China versus China here. And she's plenty used to that already. Well, a very chilled start to proceedings in many ways there. KUAI Man has just serenely strolled through that
Second
opening
game. KUAI to serve.
What
Lao
next?
Ho.
I think we're going to see a little bit more spin inside the table from Tong Tong, a little bit more spin in general. Some wide angles quickly. But a long serve from
1-0.
KUAI Man deep there. Gets her quickly in position there. No third ball needed.
She's called a net there, has she?
So interesting.
Let 1.
So I think
0.
KUAI Man just pulled her a big favor there and said, okay.
0-2.
Ooh, she got into that, didn't she?
1-2.
Look at the end position for KUAI Man then as she just bangs that long.
Yeah, she took a chance with the heavy spin shot that would have jumped up and been right near the throat. So instead of trying to play a high backhand, steps around.
3-1.
What do you like about her shot making? Seems there's
KUAI
an
Man?
ease of movement, KUAI Man, about how she gets everything done.
Oh, yeah, just about everything. I mean, she seems relaxed when she plays, which makes her very fast, fluid, flexible.
3-2.
Just misses there. But it's the temperament as well. You know, she's still only 21, and she's been playing at this elite level in these top-tier events for some time now. Nothing seems to faze her too much.
2-4.
It's funny, Xingtong for me entered my radar in a major way in 2017, taking some titles. 2017, 2018, around that time, she had a quick rise, then a little bit of a disappearing act for a bit. Still was a respectable player, and in the last few years has just come back up incredibly well.
Oh, nice. First time they really go with it.
3-4.
Has she got much of a following, Tong Tong? Has she got a fan base?
Not quite like KUAI Man. I think she should. She's lovely. She's got a great sense of humor. She's a great person in general.
Five, 3.
I will say that with the social media in China, it's sort of a very different world in terms of what the fans get to read about their players.
Oh. Yeah, in what way? Okay.
6-3.
So they get all sorts of interviews, social media that maybe a lot of the rest of the world, if they're not native Chinese speakers, will really be in contact with on the regular.
Yeah, so there's a sort of a micro community working
4,
there. And, okay.
6.
Yeah, 1.4 billion or so that have regular access to their daily lives, get a sense of who they are on and off the table. Tight game here.
And is KUAI Man proving popular? Is she growing
4,
in popularity?
7.
I mean, when you interview her post-match, you realize that's when you remember how young she is.
Yeah, and she's got a very, I don't know, free-for-all sort of style. Just the way she is.
But she seems to, from what we see, you know, in our limited
7,
engagement compared with that you were
5.
speaking about early on, be very engaged, very much a sort of growth mindset, eager to learn, travel, find out stuff about different cultures, entertainment.
Yeah,
She's taken an English name.
Heard this. I think in terms of game on the table, she has so much potential. There's a fearlessness that gives her freedom and is tough to predict. This long serve, for example, to the middle.
5.
Top spin. Again, the placement very unusual. Not quite half long, a little bit longer than that, but still well placed.
Oh, second time this game we've seen her do that.
5.
Again, I think
9.
just adjusting between the speed of the table and the altitude. This is the second time we saw a serve that was longer than half long and not a jamming
Please
serve.
stop.
Played
No
passively.
flashes.
You don't see long serves pushed back very often.
Yeah.
For a good reason. You can't keep them
5,
short.
9.
Doesn't set you up for a good fourth ball opportunity.
Oh, well, she set herself up there for the
6,
opportunity.
9.
But she had the luxury of a cushion to do so in terms of the scoreboard. Bang. Yep. She's got that one working. And it's 4 game points
10,
now for Guaiman for a
6.
2-game lead. Oh, almost the same. That one clipping the top
11,
of the net, but
6,
she's
game,
found something that works. And at the
KUAI.
moment, Tong Tong just doesn't seem to have the answers that she needs to stay alive here in this event in Las Vegas. Guaiman, the 21-year-old, very much on the march here in the Maverick Arena.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some serves into the backhand side, from bottle challenges to something half long to the middle. Just trying to set up a third ball attack. Tong Tong is going to be looking to get aggressive early in the rally. Let's see. Again, she's done well in recent history. We talked a little bit about their head-to-head, but right now, sitting by herself, gathering her thoughts and coming back with a plan, because down 0-2 in a best-of-7, not easy. This is time for a change.
If she comes back, she's going to have to cope with the killer forehands we've seen on show so far from Guaiman. Here's a selection of them. You know, just looking at this, it's early days just yet, but one of the themes that's developed this week inevitably has been the fall of the major Chinese stars, the top seeds. If Tong Tong were to succumb here,
Third game.
are you thinking back a long way or not into the final 4 without seeds 1, 2, or 3 still involved in the event? That's a rarity.
Please, no flash.
The fans self-policing a bit whenever they
no
can.
Flash.
That's why you're hearing the noise. They're shouting no flash as well.
Level. Zero, 1.
I mean, it's not a changing of the guard narrative, Adam, is it, by any means? But maybe it's just a peculiarity to this particular event. But it's certainly noteworthy that we could find the top 3 all out by the time we get into semi-final action.
Again, I think it could be specific to the conditions here. There have been a lot of upsets. It's made for a very interesting draw on both sides. Usually the women, that's the more predictable draw. The women of China have not been a major concern internationally.
2, 1.
Yeah, occasionally Wang Yidi will fall at the hands of someone else. That's Jiao there. Add oil, go for it.
I know, add oil. It's a scholarly reference, funnily enough, applied to everything, particularly sport.
2,
Said scholarly?
Yeah. Add oil came from when people were encouraged to study later into the night by adding oil to the lamp to achieve better certification. That's my understanding of the origin. Yeah. So it's some... Okay, we'll get into that in a moment. So culturally, it just seems highly appropriate that's a very academic reference and scholarly reference. Study harder, get better results and certification, and you will succeed.
Dude, this
Jiao, add oil.
broadcast just became scholarly. I'm learning by the second.
There you are.
You said maybe not a changing of the guard sort of narrative here. And in terms of Wang Manyu and Xia, I don't think it is. Chen Xingtong at 28 years old has a few years on the next in line in terms of, well, the 2 aforementioned, Wang Manyu and Sun Yingxia.
And so you go back and you talk about the conditions, and that's right, because the beautiful thing about this calendar year as well, 4 grand smashes, all in very different locations. Yeah, there's a familiarity to Singapore and to Beijing, but after the US, we've got that historic Europe smash to come as well. Oh, nice again with the forehand from Guaiman. And again, conditions in Malmo. Who's to say what happens there? I know it's not at altitude. This is by the sea.
usually sea level.
Yeah,
Look
usually.
at me.
3-6.
And a timeout here. Xingtong,
Timeout.
again, hasn't been able to find many answers. We've seen players play slow spins low just behind the net. Players get a little bit more comfortable in the blocking game. Again, for KUAI Man, the flexibility in the wrist and her unpredictability, this is something her and Wang Chuqin share. The way it's so tough to read where they're about to go.
You rarely, if ever, see Tong Tong flustered by anything, and that looks to be the case again right now, but she's up against it. So it's 6-3 in the third. KUAI Man has quite comfortably taken the first two games, and she's eyeing up a place in the semi-final here in Las Vegas, and she's having a serious look at it. Whereas for Chen Xingtong, she is struggling right now. Adam talked about variety, and we saw a little bit more of that. But what we also saw more of was that commanding forehand from KUAI Man, which has really defined the play in this match so far.
3-6.
Nice shovel serve to come out of the timeout, half long to the middle. It's crazy to think last time these two played, Tong Tong won 3-0.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was the Chongqing meeting, right?
Yeah, in Chongqing, that was where they battled the champions event for WTT. Here, a little bit more caution and spin on the opener. Second one, right down the line. But again, a nice arc, not overly ambitious. Little break off the net, but the exchange is better. She's playing cautious when she needs to survive for another opportunity for a big shot. 3 points in a row out of her timeout. Nice high arcing, Hayata-like spin shot.
Just what the doctor ordered there for Tong Tong. She's come back very, very strongly, leveled it up. But again, the go-to. And she picks that up from an amazing position, really, KUAI Man, to generate that much pace and power on it.
Perfectly played into the middle. Heavy spin right at the crossover where you have to decide, do I want to play a forehand or a backhand? And the time that it takes you to decide, well, the opportunities get weaker and weaker.
A couple of times also we've seen Tong Tong rearing up because the depth, the consistent length that KUAI Man hits into her. There, just catching her a couple of times. And again, a pacey all-action approach around the table gives KUAI Man a 9-7 lead.
And it feels a little bit like a guessing game on defense for Tong Tong in those rallies.
That was good. Took the initiative.
8-9.
With an aggressively defensive shot in the sense that she played a fast, long push. Really jabs in there. Forces KUAI Man to try and lift to keep it out of the net.
Oh, no way do you stop that. KUAI Man just pounding on both flanks.
Yeah, this for me was the best rally I've seen in this match. Well played by Tong Tong. One block super casually, then gets right in control with it down the line, and it comes right back. It takes two to finish it from KUAI Man in response. 2 game points, KUAI Man.
There goes one.
10,
That point was
9.
remarkable. And that's the thing about this sport. You can go from thinking, I'm in charge here, to 2 shots later, oh, maybe not. Again, out wide with that
11,
pounding
9.
forehand, and that's what gets it done. And it's now another game to the 21-year-old. KUAI leading 3-0 now here in the Maverick Arena. And it's a long, long road back for Tong Tong if she is to stay in the US Smash 2025. KUAI did have a coach sitting there on that nice bench. I just wonder what they need to be saying. Now, next up, we've got Darko Jogic against the men's number 2 seed, Wang Chu-chin. So that should be very, very special indeed. They tend to produce the spectacular. Number 2 against number 8 seed. There's Darko, who's been busy, interviewed on TV. He's been a great ambassador for WTT this week.
I think we saw Wang Chu-chin playing some funky side spin, a snake from under the table. He's having some fun wiggling it around, staying loose in the practice hall with his China shirt on.
Time.
So what would a coach be saying to KUAI? Well, we saw in the replay just so many times. She's good from the middle to play to the wide forehand. She's comfortable in the middle of the table, well positioned. I think her balance of spin and speed is just perfect.
KUAI to serve. Love all.
And I often call table tennis a game of decision making. The players at this level physically know what to do, but it's a question of making the right decision.
And her most immediate assignment now is to get this one.
0.
And then that brings the mind games into it and the mentality and psychology of it all. Because, yeah, she just carries on doing what she's doing physically. You're right. She should win it.
No matter how hard it comes in, she's got an answer. She just seems so adaptable. For me, the replay of the first point just demonstrates with her wide stance, her short stroke, her racket high, she's constantly moving the feet and resetting to make sure that she's everywhere she needs to be for a quality response.
And as simplistic as it sounds, KUAI just keeps putting the ball where Tong Tong doesn't want it.
It's the best thing you can do.
This crowd this evening's very engaged. It's going to be a great night, this, Adam. I just feel it, the atmosphere, the show, the lineup of matches we've got. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we've got our first championship match here tonight.
Yep.
This is day number 6. And there will be a big fight to finish the show tonight to crown our mixed doubles champions.
Yeah, and she'll be coming back to be part of it. KUAI.
2-0.
She teams up with world number 1 in the men's division, Lin Shidong. They'll be up against the Korea Republic's Im Jong-hoon and Shin Yu-bin. But first, she's got some unfinished business here.
3-0.
Yeah, Xingtong in a must-win situation. We saw Chun Yi there, down 0-3 against Hina Hayata. What feels like days ago now. That was the first match I saw came in today. Man, was there some drama there. Worth going back to rewatch if you didn't catch it.
What a match. And that's the beauty of the best-of-7 format. I'm going to say Hina may not be 100%. She told me in an interview the other night that her conditioning could be better. No excuses, obviously, but Chun Yi is a remarkable player. She found a way. And Chun Yi, of course, is the one who's waiting in the semifinals for the winner of this.
Look how much side spin is on these last 3 shots. And the residual side spin carries KUAI's ball wide.
Oh, another miss. A rarity.
5.
It's understandable considering the amount of topspin Xingtong generates with that opening forehand. Smart placement right into the crossover. KUAI Man keeping it uncomfortable. Watch where this last ball comes.
Yeah.
See, that would have hit her in the rib cage. Xingtong leaning the upper body out of the way to create some space for a forehand.
She sets it up so often with that deceptive one wide. Just draws Xingtong wide onto the forehand and gives her the opening.
Middle, wide. Back to the backhand corner.
It's simple, but so effective.
Little bit of time and that's it. It's funny, you said simple but effective. Simple from where we're sitting, yes. On the other side of the table, my goodness, 16 shots in this rally, and the last one, that is some very low, ambitious driving right there.
Fooled Xingtong. Xingtong was in two minds there, and obviously she couldn't get there. Didn't know where that was going.
Short backswing, not much telegraphing as to where it would go. Even when she has a longer backswing, again, the flexibility in this wrist, until just the moment before she contacts it, it's really tough to gain clues.
She's getting closer now because Xingtong feels like someone who might have just run out of ideas right now. It's understandable. And with that one cannoning off the net and into the body, it's 5 match points for what would be a statement straight games win. And it's there. KUAI Man, you better believe it, in the absence of the 1, 2, and 3 seeds in this event, is now looking like a serious contender here in Las Vegas.
Number 4 as well. She just became the top seed left in this event as Wang Yidi was beaten by Honoka Hashimoto.
Yeah.
They've gone back and forth. Xingtong won their last encounter 3-0, but before that, KUAI Man won 4-0. And before that was the last Grand Smash they played at, the China Smash, where KUAI Man basically ripped the beating heart out of Chen Xingtong's chest in game number 6 with one of the most devastating, ice-cold comebacks we've seen. But today wasn't even close. It was nothing of the sort. One game, 11-9, that game 3. But other than that, KUAI Man demonstrated how difficult she can be to play. And we'll see if anyone has answers to her. She's got a variety of styles and a variety of nationalities left in the women's singles event. But Chen Xingtong is not one of them, and she'll be battling against the tallest player on the Chinese national team in the next round, with just almost 200% of the points of her opponent. This was really a 30-minute masterclass from KUAI Man. Chen Yi will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, she is the tallest player. I don't see it as a tall order. Does anything phase KUAI Man? Does anything derail her? Well, let's see if we can get some more pointers as to exactly what she's just achieved as we can cross down to Rebecca for a post-match interview.
I am here with semi-finalist KUAI Man. KUAI, congratulations on your place in the last 4. What's it like playing your teammates in these big pressure matches?
恭喜KUAI Man4-0晋级半决赛了。那作为队友，先跟我们点评一下今天的这场比赛吧。
我跟童姐最近一次的交手也是输掉了比赛吧自己，所以其实这场比赛我还是抱着拼的心态去打吧，然后赛前也做了很充分的准备，然后今天能有这个比分，我自己赛前确实也没想到吧。
And you'll be playing another, oh, sorry, forget the translation every time.
I lost my previous encounter against Chen Xingtong, so I came in today with the mindset to put up a good fight, to challenge her. And before coming into the match, I prepared very thoroughly, and I myself didn't expect to win the match 4-0 as well.
And how will you prepare for your next match, because you play another teammate in the semi-finals?
那下一轮比赛也是内战，对后面的比赛有什么样的展望呢？
我跟陈毅也是有好长一段时间在国际赛场上没有交手了吧，所以明天的比赛我还是非常期待吧，希望我们俩能给观众带来一场精彩的比赛。
Chen Yi and I, we haven't played for a really long time in an international competition, so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's match, and hopefully we'll be able to put up a spectacular performance for our audience here.
Congratulations, KUAI Man. We will see you in the semi-finals.
再次恭喜快慢。
She's great. I like her interviews, you know. Now, let's have a look at this. She's going to sign a ball or three, and she's going to fire them up into the stands. Earlier on, we saw a remarkable exhibition of timing and precision from her mixed doubles teammate Lin Shidong when he did just that. Adam's here to analyze and assess the form that she demonstrates in the ball firing into the fans stakes.
Yeah, so far the technique on the signature looked really solid, consistent. Everyone knows it's authentic because it's on camera, so not printed but wet markered.
Ooh,
nice
wow.
straight underspin, third row. Good heavy chop. They're going to have to lift to catch that, make sure it doesn't spin out of the hand.
Let's get one up here. Nearly.
Good side and under, a little bit of curve there, causing the fans to really react and open their hands, face it towards the ceiling. Loose grip here, going for distance. Power, side spin, and it curves back. Nice. I love that. Oops. A little
And she's
face.
having fun, Adam. She's having fun. Thank you very much. Give this man a mic and he'll commentate on anything. There we go. So let's have a little look at this draw. Into the semi-finals she goes. And that just leaves the player that's going to be playing against Zhu Yiling, who was so impressive against Xun Yubin earlier. It'll be either Mima Ito or Honoka Hashimoto. Wow, I'm so looking forward to that contrast in styles between those two players later on.
John Dykes commentating the women's singles draw perfectly as we get ready for the transition into our commercial break to set up the next match that you'll be seeing shortly.
And that tells you that we are going to be seeing Wang Chuqin, and then you can be sure there's going to be some noise in this arena tonight with his fans very much in attendance against Darko Jogic. This is one that promises plenty, and it's on its way.